Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Mid-Continent flexes the flex. MagniX powering the future. Hartzell propels BizAv. This week's coverage of NBAA base is powered by GoGo 5G, allowing business aviation to communicate faster than ever. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Mid-Continent flexes the flex. It slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. Almost. Okay, that was an exaggeration, but Mid-Continent's flex avionics system really is getting huge notice for being able to do just about anything. We talked to the MCIA gang at NBAA to get the latest update on the current state of flex.
The flex design is really one to answer a lot of the issues people have with either needing a custom instrument and being able to get it quickly and affordably, or even replacing legacy instruments that have got some issues. So instead of trying to keep some old, mechanical instruments alive, we can now go into a new digital standby. The big announcements we've got are really around having a digital attitude indicator that is now in a 2-inch package. It takes only power and ground. It's a 2-inch display with about an inch of depth that brings in something that's highly reliable, great accuracy. It's really an ideal piece to look at a lot of these legacy small jets in particular that have really expensive small gyros. We can now bring in a digital solution with a very reliable AIRO, daylight readable LCD that allows them to upgrade an airplane, get more of a digital look in the panel without having to recut the panel itself. So that's been one of the big pushes. And definitely the flex for those custom pieces where you've got an idea, you've got a concept, you want to bring an instrument into your airplane. Instead of having to go through a really extended and costly certification process, literally we could have you a custom instrument doing exactly what you want to do in terms of information and capability within about a 3-month period. And that's just unheard of in the industry. And something that's easily affordable too.
Well, this is a project that's come along awfully fast, but the nice part about it is that, to a certain extent, it's the Heinz 57 of instruments. You can do just about anything you can dream of doing it, and it hasn't been done yet. It's just a matter of talking to you folks to figure out how to get there.
Absolutely. It's back of the napkin kind of, I've got an idea, draw it down at the diner, send us a picture of it, and we can start working on it right from there. And we can do everything that we've got pressure sensors. We've got 26 pins of I/O, so depending on what kind of an interface you need on the back end, whether it's AirInc or RS-232 or an analog discrete, we can bring that in and customize that instrument very, very quickly. And then we've also got the IMU in our dash, we call it the Dash 3, but our attitude indicator capable instrument as well that could do G meters, you name it, anything that needs an accelerometer.
After the break, AIRO and Current Aviation to begin commercial pilot training program.
I'm Brad Keselowski, and some people know me as the NASCAR driver, where I've competed for 13 years at the Cup Series level. There is no typical day in my world. Not knowing what my day is going to be, I have to have as much flexibility as possible. I've been a GoGo customer for over 5 years, and so I've seen the technology just continue to improve. It's an enabler that helps me make the most of a crazy world that I'm in. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the GoGo system I have on my airplane.
Unbridled passion, unequaled performance, unlimited possibilities.
Hartzell Aviation, you are cleared for takeoff.
Introducing Hartzell Aviation, leading general aviation companies united by the Hartzell guiding principle of built on honor, a commitment to uphold the highest standards in quality, performance, and support. Hartzell Propeller, Hartzell Engine Tech, Hartzell Aerospace Welding. We are Hartzell Aviation.
Now boarding at hartzellaviation.com.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some other interesting stories. AIRO and Current Aviation to begin commercial pilot training program. Current Aviation of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, and the training division of AIRO Group of Albuquerque are joining hands to provide commercial pilot training ahead of the looming pilot shortage. The deal will see AIRO's full-spectrum commercial pilot approach integrated into Current's curriculum, with training taking place on multi-engine aircraft geared toward professional aviation work. Current will use its network to help students overcome the 1,500-hour hurdle by hunting down opportunities to build hours as they work in smaller aircraft. Embraer announces additional Praetor 500 and 600 full-motion simulator. Demand for training in Embraer's Praetor 500 and 600 jets has outpaced Flight Safety's current pair of simulators, leading them to plan for the type's growth by purchasing an additional unit for its Orlando, Florida location. Placing the new FFS in the school's Orlando facility will place it about an hour by ground from the Melbourne, Florida headquarters of Embraer Executive Jets. The area is a good fit given the high concentration of aircraft and operators. Honeywell's next-gen Starlink competitor bound for 2023 certification. Starlink may not be the only game in town for satellite-based internet for long, with Honeywell's 100 megabits per second next-gen service expected to complete certification in 2023. The next generation of Honeywell's JetWave product will feature multi-network, multi-constellation capability to provide a similar service to many Skyborne internet connectivity solutions. Currently, more than 3,000 JetWave systems are being used around the world. Gulfstream announces world tour with fully loaded G700s. Prospective Gulfstream buyers may soon have a chance to see one in the flesh once a pair of fully outfitted G700 production aircraft begin making their rounds all over the world. The world tour will take place once NBAA base wraps up, with the aircraft heading to South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia while making appearances at appropriate events along the way. The current docket includes a showing at the Future Investment Initiative in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the Bahrain International Air Show, and the Middle East and North Africa Business Aviation Association Show in Dubai. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. MagniX powering the future. The upcoming electric generation of aircraft has a number of issues to surmount: power plants, power delivery, power storage, and more. But MagniX is leading the charge, so to speak, on the power plant front with some sophisticated designs that are already flying on a number of promising airframes.
We just recently flew the Aviation Alice with two of our motors, which a huge accomplishment from a clean sheet design aircraft. Very exciting times. We also just recently flew a Tier 1 Robinson 44 helicopter. Along with the E-Caravan and the E-Beaver with Harbour Air in Canada, we now have 4 of our products actively flying in the marketplace, which is exciting. It also shows the diversity of how our product can be applied to different applications in rotary, clean sheet design and retrofit. We're also now looking to the future with NASA, with a project we're working with them on a Dash 7 to put one of our motors on that. They awarded us a $75 million contract last year, going up against some of the big names in the industry, but recognizing that MagniX is leading the industry in the electrification of aviation. And then we're also working with Universal Hydrogen on a Dash 8, where we're going to be working with one of our motors and a regular combustion engine to fly that airplane hopefully before the end of the year. And then the other thing is the evolving technology of new products, new aircraft that are developing in the industry. We're working actively with those now. So, we look at the evolution of like the E-Beaver, small aircraft, low passengers, then we start looking at the Aviation Alice, which is 9 passengers. And then obviously we want to look to the future where we start to see the larger, the 30 passenger, 50 passenger, 70 passenger type aircraft. We're also looking at the development of not just the EPU, but the storage system that provides the power to that, be it batteries or be it hydrogen fuel cells. We're actively engaging in those areas now so that we can provide our client base the full solution, be it full electric, be it hybrid or hydrogen fuel cells.
And after these messages, Hartzell Propels BizAv.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
We've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Are you tired of tucking your phone under your headset to make a call and having cords and adapters strewn about the cockpit? Experience wireless cell phone communications and your personal music with Pilot Communications Blue Link 2. BlueLink 2 gives you a wearable link to 2 Bluetooth-enabled devices at the same time and can even control your phone and music. Use BlueLink 2 with your existing headset or a Pilot Communications headset from pilot-usa.com.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Welcome back. Hartzell Propels BizAv. NBAA is not all bizjets. As a matter of fact, it might surprise you to learn how much of the BizAv fleet is piston or turboprop, and how well those aircraft are performing in dozens of roles. For everything from Beech Barons to TBMs and Piper's M Series, all the way to the mighty King Air, one company has taken a leading position in helping them keep flying: Hartzell Propeller.
You know, we are in our 105th year now of operations, and we've evolved our portfolio from you know, the wood props made out of walnut back in the early days to the aerospace grade aluminum, which we still do, and now carbon fiber, and we're seeing continued investment and continued growth in that segment. We partnered earlier this year with AIRO on the TBM 960, which they rolled out in the spring, and then at Oshkosh they announced the Kodiak 900, which we're also very excited about, putting a 5-blade carbon fiber composite prop on the new Kodiak 900, and that's been a huge win for AIRO and Kodiak and the entire industry really as a pretty cool utility airplane. So we're excited about both of those partnerships and continuing to move the ball forward there. Also, we're talking and working with Whip-Air, and we're working on a prop that they call the Stump Puller, which is our design, and they're putting it on a Caravan. It's a 4-blade carbon fiber, which is really going to get on the step quickly and off the water, but it's also going to be available for conventional landing gear as well. So we think in the Caravan world, this is going to be a first of its kind from a performance standpoint on the Cessna Caravan. So we're excited to be working with Whip-Air on that. Our friends down at Blackhawk in Texas are working on a PC-12 retrofit program on the engine side. They're putting the -67P engine into the legacy PC-12s, and we're working with them on that program, both on the 4-blade metal, which was the OEM installed prop, as well as our carbon fiber 5-blader there. So lots of activity and lots of investment going on, and certainly right now we're fortunate to see in general aviation some pretty nice tailwinds on the market. You know, interest is high. We see a lot of new activity, new folks getting into the industry in terms of wanting to be customers, and so that's good for all of us. That we see, you know, a pie that's been stable to slightly shrinking for many, many years is doing a bit of growing right now. And then we've also got this whole space called AAM, or Advanced Air Mobility, Urban Air Mobility, the electric vertical takeoff world, and conventional takeoff. And so I know you're following closely, as we are, Aviation and what they're doing with the Alice. That also has 2 Hartzell 5-blade composite props on it, and we're really excited for their first flight a week ago and really enthusiastic about where that program's headed as well.
And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.